how to create a modern looking chart in Excel. Not just one, but two. We're gonna see how to create a light version and a dark mode for our chart in Excel, a column chart. Step by step from scratch, you're gonna see how to create this beautiful, modern looking, pretty chart in Excel. You can use these charts in your presentations, in your dashboards, in your reports. So I hope this video can help you out, and let's find out how to create these two beautiful and modern looking charts in Excel. Let's go. The first thing you need to start to create a chart in Excel, whatever the chart you're gonna use, is to have a database, okay? So you need to have a database to start to create a chart in Excel. Here I have just an example with 2 columns and 10 rows. It's just a small data set. However, here I have some important informations like the date and the visits. So here is my website visits tracker, okay? I'm gonna just make a chart to visualize more easily these informations. So the first thing you're gonna do here is just to select the dates, and then I can select all the informations together, click, hold, and drag. However, if you have, let's say, informations columns that are apart from each other, and you need to select these columns, you can do something different. You can just select the first one, and then you're gonna press the Control key, press hold, and then select the second column. That way you can select your informations even if they are apart from each other, okay? Now you just need to go here to Insert tab, and then you select the chart you're going to use. Here in this tutorial, I'm going to use this first option here, the column chart. I'm going to click it, and okay, my chart is already on the screen. And this is the standard pattern the Excel gives you. However, I will not use this extended pattern because I want to create something more pleasant to look, because I want to create a chart that I can use in my presentations, in my dashboards, in my reports. So I don't want to use some standard chart, okay? Because I just apart these 2 columns, let me just select column B and C, right click, delete, okay. Now everything is back to the normal. The first thing you're going to start here, I always like to start with the background of the chart. However, obviously you can start with the columns, you can start with the legend, you can start with the labels, whatever. You can start from anywhere you want, okay? However, I will just start with the background. I go select the background, and here in format, I can, let's say, add a shape effect. So I'm going to click it, and I want to add some shadow. Let's use this first option here, offset, bottom right. I'm gonna click it, and okay, my chart is already with this shadow, and I like this design, this effect, because it's just give you a highlight for your chart. You can also make the shadow a little bit thicker. Let me just double click it in the chart. This right window that's pop out for me, I go here I will select the effect shadow, and then I can, let's say, the transparency, I can decrease these numbers a little bit. Maybe 30 is a good number. That way the shadow is gonna be a little bit darker. I can also, the blur, I can leave it in 3, for example. The distance, make it 4 or 5. Okay, now I'm gonna close it. I think now the background is done. You can also change the color of the background. Let's say you don't like the white color, you can change this color. You can put a gray or yellow or whatever color you want to add in the background. However, I will let it in this standard white, okay? I can also change here the title of the chart. So I'm gonna just double click it, and here I want to type website visits tracker. Okay, I think the title is a little bit too big in comparison for the rest of the parts of the chart. So I go here and select just the title. I go in the home page. I go make a decrease in the font size. Let's say 12. I'm gonna put it in bold, make it easier to see. Okay, now one thing I want to make here, after the title, after the background, is just to delete all these vertical values that I have here in this vertical axis. So let me just select it, delete, and all these lines that is in the background of my chart, I go select and delete. Okay, now something that I want to add is just the values, because okay, my chart is already in the screen, I can see the data, but let's say I want to know how much visits this date right here have. I don't know because there's no number here. So it's a good idea to add the numbers just above the columns. Instead of we let the numbers in the left corner, we just delete it. Okay, so now it's time to make the numbers above the columns. So let's make it. Select the chart, chart design, add chart element, and data labels. I'm gonna select this option here, outside end. I can also click in the numbers that appears above the columns. Home tab. I can put it in bold to make it easier to see the data. And okay, I can do the same thing here for this date that is below the columns. I go select everything. I go here to the home tab and put it in bold too. Now it's time to make the columns a little bit more pleasant to look at. So let me do something like, I go just double click it, okay, the first thing to open this right pop out here. And then I go to effects, for example, shadow. I go to select the first option that I have here, this option right here, offset bottom right. Our chart is already with shadow. I can just adjust the transparency. Let me down a little bit these numbers, 35 for example, and the blur I will leave it in 2, and I think it's good. Now for example I can just change the colors, the patterner inside the column. So let me just select the fill and line. I go to border, for example. I'm gonna select gradient line, and here I want to select, let's see, a yellow one. I think it's a good idea, or maybe not. I don't know. We select this third option here, medium gradient, accent 4 in the yellow color. Okay, go select it, and the type I'm gonna change to radial, and let's increase the thickness, the width of the line. So let me put it in 1, for example. Now I go here above the border and make some changes in the fill, that is the color of the columns. So let me select here a gradient fill. I do not want to use the yellow color. You can use the color you want. However, I just go to select this second option here in the blue, the accent 5. Okay, I go change it to rectangular, let's see, or I can use radial, linear. I think rectangular is good. You can also change here the gradient stops to make some change in the gradient. So let me just select this in the middle and put it to the left. Now I think it's good. I just gonna close this window here. Now our chart is done. However, let's say you want to make some dark theme for your chart. So here we have our light version, light mode. To create a dark version of this chart is much more easier than create from scratch, because we already have the columns layout done, the line, the border design done, the shadows, the effects, everything is already done. The only thing you're gonna need to change is the color of the background, and that way we need to change the color of the text. So let me just Control C the chart, or even I select the chart and then I'm gonna press Control D. Control D. That way I can duplicate it, the chart, okay? So I put it here, and now I go to Format, Shape Fill. I want to select here, let's say a lighter black, So I go to select this color here. I go to Home tab, and I will make everything in bold, and I will paint it, all the text with the white color. So now we have two versions of this Excel chart, a light one and a dark mode. I hope this video can help you out in your presentations, in your dashboards, in your reports, and if you have any questions, you want to see something that I do not show, or if you do not understand a specific step that I did here in this Excel tutorial, just comment down below, because it's gonna help you, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I see you in the next one, because every day has a new video. See you there.